and welcome once again to Son of a Bitch Central. This is the podcast where we shoot every son of a bitch out of the sky, one son of a bitch at a time. It's me. I'm one of the hosts, Niall McGowan.
I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, because I can't top that. I can't. It's impossible. I'm the other son of a bitch hosting this, John Parker. Hello.
I was so ecstatic, because, it's going to be weird for, listeners, coming who only know this show, but, we have our sister show, Bat Minute. Those are movies I know, every second of, and of the internally memorized. And so, I always know what's coming up next minute. And I found it to be a thing I was initially concerned about. I was like, oh, I don't know Miami Connection as well. So whenever we get stumped on going, does this happen again later? I'm always thinking, we should know the film better than this. But now I've found it a delight that every time I keep thinking, that might be the last we see of Dexy's. And that might have been his last son of a bitch. And then you get hit with a minute like this where it's like, oh no, he's in form, baby. Dexy's is back, and he's flinging sons of bitches left and right. I'm like, how many more have we got to come? I don't know. I can't remember.
It's possibly his finest moment.
Oh, he's amazing. He doesn't do much, but what he does with the 5 seconds he's on screen was just oh, this is it. This is what Miami Minutes was built for.
Absolutely. What a god. What an acting god.
Yeah. But, speaking of which, to summarize this minute of Miami Connection, we begin with some Miamians, or actually not Miamians, Orlandians, slinking. We end a minute later with, gearing for a confrontation. We got a lot of the main dragon sound here, infiltrating this home base, which means a different thing here in England. They'll say they've infiltrated the home base, not home base the shop, but the home base of
they've infiltrated home base.
That'd be great. They're just hiding in the aisles and stuff.
Yeah, American listeners, home base is a what's the word for that kind of shop?
It's kind of a homeware is kind of a place where you go and get your paint and
I suppose the American equivalent is, and I'm gonna have to do a stupid accent because I'm not saying this in an English accent. Home Depot. Yeah.
I guess it would be Home Depot, and then wasn't there what? No, it was. So I always get them mixed up then with, because remember that Terry Gilliam movie? It was the last thing that Heath Ledger was in. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, I think it was called?
Yes, I have that on DVD still somewhere.
But there's a bit where, they're not outside home base, but it's either outside a Halfords or something. Which, American audiences will be like, so what? But if watching it in England, it's that's Johnny Depp outside of Halfords. What the hell is going on?
It's the most normal, English bloke thing to do on a Sunday.
Yeah. Or it might have been a home base. I literally have not watched that film since it came out, which is, unfortunately, par for the course for a lot of Terry Gilliam's more recent work, where you're like, it's gonna be great! Oh, wait, no, I'm never gonna watch that again.
See, I remember at the cinema, I liked it. On DVD, I watched it once, and I liked it. And I've not thought about it since. I mean, I hope it holds up.
Well, that's going to be the last thing Gilliam made. I think he did the Don Quixote. He finally got it made, right?
Yeah, nobody watched it.
Yeah, after all that. It's I finally made it. And people are that documentary about how you didn't make it was better, quite frankly.
Don Quixote, we don't care about that anymore.
It's it was a good story, the fact that you couldn't get it made. Now it's you made it. Who cares anymore,
you mentioned them sneaking in at the start here. I love their little sneak. It's like a video game. This feels like a video game level, actually. I thought when you see Tom, still up there about to be executed, seemingly. He reminds me of Princess Peach in the original Donkey Kong. So I assume Mark is Mario.
Everyone's just throwing barrels down at the stuff.
Well, they're on platforms as well. It's the same.
It is actually. I know it's intensely similar to. Have you had actually Dexy's or friggin' or Jeff? Jeff's a friggin' hairy guy. Jeff should be up there with the barrels. That should 100% be the case. But
why don't they? And Mark's wearing red.
Yeah, Jeff just starts wearing a red tie for some reason. Just naked with a red tie. As is Donkey Kong's. I also, I think we probably have mentioned this before. I have a feeling this came up before, but in case not, I'll put it out there. My preferred Mario Kart character, Donkey Kong.
Oh, you like the power characters?
I like
to elbow people off the track.
That's 100% what it is. It's either you can do that with him, that or Toad, because Toad, if you're good, he's the fastest because he's the smallest, and so if you can like not get hit, you'll fly through it as Toad. But there is always a thing of like, well, if you do get hit, you take damage more.
You're fucked.
Yeah. But Donkey Kong is just like he has a steady pace, but like you could mess people up as Donkey Kong, which makes him the best character in my view. So
yeah, I'm trying to think. I think he might be a bit faster than Bowser.
Yeah,
I think he maybe balances it a bit more because he's super strong still, but he's a bit quicker, whereas Bowser's just strong.
Yeah. But anyhow, we should probably really try to concentrate on the minutes.
Miami Kart coming soon.
There we go. Like Miami Kart. That's a game. That's what I want. What the hell's going on there?
I mean, I can even imagine the sound bites as characters drive by. You son of a bitch!
Oh, 100%. This is like people teaming up and just Jeff racing by. A friend! Yoshido's firing out like flaming bricks at people and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's perfect. This needs to happen. Come on, people.
Oh, totally. You have like, obviously, but then that'll be the bit, who gets the car? If you're racing as one of the guys from Dragon Sound, it's like, well, it's a communal car, I guess. Like it's a at least Jeff's squad, they all have their own vehicles, to be fair. But because then you have all the different bikes you could put in. Yeah, you do have the rickety old car. You get Dexy's in there, whatever piece of crap he's driving. He's not,
it's going to be shit.
Oh, he's not got a good car. That guy. I bet you he's bumming lifts everywhere. That guy, like, probably sold his car to Jeff as part of his bizarre pact. So.
Or gave it to Jeff. You can have this as well as this insane deal I've made with you.
But anyway.
Have a drink straight up, right? Because I'm really having to reach in this minute. Because in the distance, you can see Tom topless.
Mm-hmm.
Still. And if we're not going to be really pushing it like this, we're going to be struggling for drinks, people. So take a drink.
Some people might be like, my liver's happy to finally get the break, but
No. You know what? You can have a break. Drink along, but drink water. It's fine. Just pretend it's alcohol in your mind. I'll let you in on a secret, listeners. Occasionally, it's not alcohol with me either.
Oh my god!
Sometimes we record. Sometimes we record in the middle of the day. I'm drinking. Well, it's called Vimto, which American listeners will be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Google it.
I can't believe you're breaking kayfabe, Job. Or kayfabe or kayfabe? Which way would you pronounce it?
I think it's kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
But it's also one of those words that you're like, I'm pretty sure some carny made this up.
Nomads, small hands.
There was a wrestler once called Kizani who was a carny because that's carny speak. Because in wrestling they used to use carny speak, so people didn't know what they're talking about. So you'd add like Z's to things like in the middle, and it's really complicated. And this wrestler would always talk in that way. And it's like, well, this is only funny to insiders. This isn't funny to anybody watching because we don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, yeah. Andy Kaufman made a whole career of making jokes like that, where he's like, it's funny to me. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I should mention, though, tangentially related, but then so is nearly everything else we've talked about so far. But like B&Q, that was the one in Dr. Parnassus as well.
That's it.
They're outside of B&Q. But of course we talked about Tom there, Diet Oats, as we've been calling him. And this past week we've had the cataclysmic parting of ways of Hall & Oates.
What isn't one of them like suing? No, not suing. He's like restraining order.
He put a restraining order on the one. I can't remember which one was which because to be fair, all the time it is just like, well, imagine even in the court, the people in the courtroom was like, so which one's banning which? Like, well, but even in that, like. Even if you Google it right now, I've Googled it and seeing like from 11 hours ago, the ultimate betrayal. More details emerged in the Hall & Oates lawsuit.
Oh my God. It's going to be an exciting, dramatic sort of retelling of this somewhere.
Yeah. Imagine then like the base of the lawsuit was like, like one of them, Oates went off and made a friggin' movie called Miami Connection and didn't tell me he was going to be in it.
He's a son of a bitch.
Like, he is a son of a bitch.
Oh no, that was quite sad. Even though I'm not like a big listener, I was just like, I just assumed they were friends.
No, that's the thing too. You're just like, well, these guys must be like, again, they're guys in their 60s, aren't they? You're like, people at that age should have like all their crap behind them. Like,
yeah, why'd you care at that point? Just be like, yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. It'd just be like, kick up a fuss about this, and you're like, just you guys are you got it made in the shade over here. But maybe they always hated each other. I don't know. Maybe it was always a thing. But
I did hear. I don't know if this is true because I haven't looked into it. I did hear that it was apparently something to do with falling out over. Like, I think one of them trying to prevent the other from selling the catalog.
Yeah, it was one of them wanted to give the catalog to like a streaming site. Yeah. And then the other one stepped in. But I'm assuming from that headline there's a lot more going on in the Halls and Oates. But yeah, it's always the thing. Yeah, you just never know. But like all the behind the scenes whatnots happening with amongst pop stars. It's like, and a lot of the time too, I was like, I want it to be that way. I want people to not be getting. You get through weird things where like, you get people mixing genres. You get like rappers joining up with like folk artists, and you're like, no, these things should be separate. But like,
I'm all for the blend, but I also don't want to know the ins and outs of people's personal life. Really, it's just like I don't care. I like in the minute here. They keep doing it, but I like it. Mark and John, when they enter, they get like a sneaky look around at what they're dealing with. They're being very sensible, very smart. It's like a video game again. It's like a Metal Gear Solid. It's stealthy. Which I thought, not only is that clever, but for this kind of movie, it's good writing, because the obvious option is just a frontal assault again, and there's a big brawl. It's like, we've had that. Let's mix it up.
To be fair, too, I don't think, like, Dragon Sound were never the instigators of those brawls either. They're always, they were always the pursuees rather than the pursuers. So it's much, I think, stealth and craftiness is much more their art.
Absolutely. And then it means that the end of the movie, spoiler people, but the end hits a bit harder when it's almost like we've got to go on the assault now.
Yeah.
Whereas if they've already done it, it's like, oh,
well. Of course, we should notice, too, that they are, of course, wearing sneakers for sneaking.
You know what? I don't care if I'm English. I quite like that word for them.
I always call.
I think it's quite a good word.
I keep forgetting that it's an Americanism. Like I always call them sneakers. But
yeah, because Americans here in England, they're called trainers, which is okay, because they're for training in sports.
Yeah, that's because you like sneakers for sneaking is like a joke. But like, why are they called sneakers otherwise? Because like trainers is like, they're shoes you wear during training. Like, why are they called sneakers if not for sneaking?
Although some trainers in America have a weird name. They'll call certain types of trainers tennis shoes.
Yes, yeah. That's the
and they're not tennis shoes. I'm like, why are you calling them that?
Wasn't there sometimes the runners? People call them over here sometimes as well.
Runners.
Like, yeah, oh man,
that's okay because that makes sense. You can imagine what that's referring to.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. It's but that seems to be more in recent years. I've heard people say like, yeah, getting on the runners. Like, oh, you mean your sneakers? Like, okay, yeah.
Well, everyone has weird like in Liverpool, what they call them, webs.
I've never heard that. What?
Yeah, webs. That's one, and trabs.
Trabs. Wow.
Yeah, webs, and trabs. Oh, there's a whole article on the Echo about it.
Apparently, yeah, it was a very important topic where they're like, holy shit, we need to get on this.
Oh, so yeah, listeners, Scousers, that's people from Liverpool, they're very particular about their language. And they're very particular about letting you know they're right, even though they're the only people who say it that way. Like, the entire country, I think in America you call them popsicles. Here it's a pop... I'm saying it wrong now because of fucking Scousers. Jesus Christ. It's an ice lolly.
Yeah.
In Liverpool, they go, no, it's a lolly ice. And you're like, why have you changed? It doesn't even make sense. Doesn't matter. That's what it is.
Like
only to you.
One Scouser 200 years ago read the label backwards, and that was it.
Lolly, that doesn't work.
No.
Fucking hell.
But no. So we get the guys, and then we do see like the actual layout of it, where they are is not like where the hell are they? Like, this big construction-looking thing, and then it looks like they've got, like, power towers behind them? It's like a nuclear power plant? What is this? Like, these big furnace-looking things behind them?
Yeah.
Where is this place?
In the commentary, they referred to it as I think they called it a quarry.
It doesn't look like a quarry, because that looks like... They look, unless it's like, yes, this is we burn a lot of stuff in that quarry or something. Like, is that?
Oh, maybe. And this is like a chimney.
Yeah, maybe.
Because these guys we're about to see sitting down, there's some kind of a thing behind them, or is that? Oh, hang on. Or is that where? No, that's behind where Tom's kept. So yeah, they're like big chimney kind of things. I don't know. It is confusing. It is confusing. But we're also not the kind of people who hang around these places.
No. I think I don't think the no big power stations I think near my hometown either, like or quarries as far as I was aware. But
I did used to go and play in an abandoned power station. I had a weird childhood.
I think I say if you live, there's one nearby. That's what kids will do. It's like if you abandon a power station and you just leave it sitting there, the kids are gonna go into it. Like the kids. The surly teenagers looking for somewhere to drink, or your random biker gangs who are looking to hold people hostage will occasionally.
I mean, that's the obvious one you should have expected. Come on. Happens every time. You turn your back for 5 minutes, turn around. Oh, there's a biker gang with a hostage.
But yeah, so we get the guys sneaking around, and then of course we do cut to what was just like made my heart sing when this came upon.
Kill 'em all.
But Jeff, Dexys, and Jethro sitting there. Famous UK comedian Jethro. I'm assuming we've seen this guy before, but like seeing him now, I was like, oh, he fucking looks like Jethro, this dude. But like,
did we come up with a name for the woman in the giant coat?
No, don't believe we did. No.
Which is blatantly Dexy's coat.
Yeah,
or Jeff's coat. It's one of the men's coats. That's not her coat. Look at it.
It's got that thing of like, I'm wearing my honeys. Although the way the guy, because the lady next to Jethro, I think that's Jeff Jr., isn't it? Because she's got on like the weird kind of knockoff Jeff army fatigue vest. Which I believe, if you put that on that guy, that is a guy we've seen loads of times before. That's Jeff Jr.
I didn't want to ruin your Jethro thing because that was amazing.
That's how he's been secretly Jethro the whole time, but his disguise was a proper Clark Kent scenario. I'm like, you wouldn't recognize him without the friggin' the Jeff knockoff fatigues there.
As soon as that comes off, could be anybody.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Jeff's like that's why he's so moody. He's just like, I can't believe this asshole stole my style. And now he's just flaunting it right in front of me. He's just sitting there. And he's getting laid out of it. Look at this. Like, let me raise it to like, that's my drip, man. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're stealing my fits. And like now you're sitting there bragging about this lady you got in your arm. Where's Jeff's concubine? I don't have a lady.
I love that you said drip. I'm sure I've made a note somewhere also with the word drip. Which is not a word either of us ever use.
No. I believe that's the first time I've ever used it.
Oh my god, that was unexpected.
But that doesn't look like, unless though, because everything about Dexy's kill 'em all T-shirt felt like very costumey, like he was trying to dress up to fit into the gang. So maybe
he
went
the character. It doesn't feel costumey like in the making of the movie. It makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe he went out and bought like this army jacket. But because it's way too big for her. It does, and it has that vibe of like I'm wearing my Bose outfit kind of thing.
Yeah. Because maybe it's getting a little nippy. It's getting a little bit later in the night, and he's being a gentleman.
But the thing is, I can't imagine Dexy's being like he would be the Kelso in that scenario. Of she'd be like, "Well, I'm cold too." Like, well, damn, Jackie, I can't control the weather. Like. No, so I don't imagine Dexy's giving up his jacket for a lady. She probably got it from like, I don't know, maybe she was with another nicer person who got like so blind out drunk he passed out, and she's like, well, let's move on to this asshole. Maybe she's working her way towards Jeff. She's
That's
like,
it.
if I give this guy a couple more cores, he's a lightweight. Look at him, he couldn't. He's had to go for help because he got his asses kicked by these guys twice.
Which I still cannot wrap my head around that. Not only is Jeff tolerating him, but he's letting him in his inner circle.
Yeah.
It's one thing letting him join the gang, but this guy who's notorious for getting beaten up is now like your number two?
Well, that's maybe because he saw like he also has a beard. He's also a white guy with brown hair and a very thick beard.
He's got the Jeff drip.
He's got the Jeff. Maybe if I could mold him in my image, like he likes that. Maybe it's like it's. I think we might have mentioned it a couple of weeks back about Saddam used to have his. Was it Saddam Hussein used to have his body doubles and stuff?
He had many body doubles. Yeah.
That's what he's like. I've got a Jeff 2. I could use a Jeff 3. So just in case, something happens to this other guy. And that's why he's got them around him. He's like, well, yeah, I've got all my Jeff. Like off camera, there's like 3 other Jeffs. Like 3 other guys sitting with like 3 other white guys with big brown beards. Just like, well, he could be over there. Maybe that's actually Jeff's like army vest thing. And he's like, yeah, you wear this. Because you never know how thick these guys might be. They might think, like, was Jeff a blonde lady? Oh, she's got the outfit on, I guess.
I like it. Because, if you're sniping, for instance, it's kind of hard to see sometimes. You look for telltale stuff. You might pick that out and be like, oh, that must be Jeff.
And I'm like, oh, no, that guy, no, that's the guy from AC/DC next to him. We can't shoot him. They've already lost one singer. Like, we can't do it to them twice.
Now, can I bring up this gun that we mentioned last time? I think there's 2, but this one in particular with Jeff Jr.
Yeah.
Right. Is that even, looking at it now, is that even a gun?
It looks like
an air rifle or an airsoft gun or something.
That's how they're going to go further. It looks like an extension for like a vacuum cleaner or something. It looks like a thing like people might think is a gun. But then they're like, no, it passes. It's grainy footage, and he's kind of in a distance.
Like when people rob a bank with a banana in their pocket.
Yeah. I was just thinking, you can see like when we get cut back to Dragon's Town later, they're using some weapons that are like desperate times, I guess. So it could be like on set. They're like, oh, that looks like it'd be like a thing you use to pick up litter. And they just snap the head off it. And they're like, oh, it looks like a gun.
That'll do, yeah.
Looks kind of like a gun now.
Well, listeners, if you are familiar with weapons and this is a real gun, do let me know. But I question. I think this is like a BB gun.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's too small. That doesn't look right to me.
Did you cross-reference it with the Internet Movie Firearms database?
I did, and I couldn't really find anything. Hang on, let me have another look.
Let's see. Let's go have a quick. If they have an entry for Miami Connection at all, is the thing, because it's not a movie known for its guns. So
that is very true.
It's not exactly like John Wick, where it's like, oh fuck, no, they got everything, baby.
No, it's the same. I can't find anything. I couldn't find anything last time I looked, but I am a notoriously terrible searcher.
Let's see. No, they don't even have an entry for Miami Connection. So no, they're not gonna.
It just doesn't look like it. It looks like a gun my mate had when I was 10, and I thought it was cool because he'd go shooting cans with it.
Yeah.
And I always wanted one.
But also too, like I don't know if I don't know, did Jeff a gun guy, do we think? I say this now, but he'd probably whip out a gun in the next minute or something. But like,
I don't know, I get the vibe. We might have talked about this and probably came with a different conclusion. But, we become wiser as we move through the film. I don't think Jeff is a gun guy. I think he still has a weird kind of honor to him. Where he respects the mano a mano kind of thing.
Yeah. I think also he would just get off on like, I want to, crush them with my own 2 hands.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I've been waiting for an excuse to kill these people, and I want to make sure that I'm tearing their skull apart,
Well, to him, it's personal.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that's a cliche, but it is.
This time it is. And last time it was also personal, but this time it's just as personal.
For Jeff, it's often personal.
A person.
And then we get the absolute greatest thing, not only of the minute, but one of the best things in the movie. I can't steal this moment from you because you've been mentioning it the whole time.
I feel like I'm going to stumble over what the line is now because...
Oh, okay. Well, I've written it down.
Yes, okay. Thank goodness.
And I have questions about the line, but he says... He loudly declares that those son of a bitches are running late. Which, you know what? Fuck it, right? I'm gonna count the return of son of a bitch as a drink. Let's break official rules.
I'm surprised, the people who made the drinking game didn't count son of a bitch as because we've noted it every damn time he says it. So
they're fools. We're improving the drinking game. We should have been doing this all along. Fuck it.
Yeah.
From now on, whenever you watch the movie, drink when he calls someone a son of a bitch. Now, my question though, I am, as much as I love it, he said the line. He said it.
Say the line, Dexies.
As much as I love it, the pluralization choice I found insane. Son of a bitches.
Yeah.
Because clearly it would be sons of bitches, right?
Well, but I have also heard this. I've had beef with this before.
Oh.
Because I remember it really sticks out. It's always stuck out to me in Goodfellas. Because there's a whole thing in Goodfellas where they have like the Lufthansa heist, which is real. It was at the time it was like one of the biggest heists in American history or whatever.
Oh, it's a real one. Okay.
Oh, everything in Goodfellas is all a true story.
Oh,
and
okay.
so it's and there's a bit there with like Ray Liotta is just like he's cut in, he wasn't there for the heist, but he was part of the whole planning of it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you cut to him in the shower listening to the shower radio. And they're like, yes, the Lufthansa airport has been robbed, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like listening, and he goes like, those sons of bitches. No, sons of a bitches.
Sons of a... What?
Oh, no, I'm falling over myself now.
Son of a bitches.
He said, no, those son of a bitches. And I was, at that thing, I was like...
That's not right, no.
Yeah, for years I've been like, son of a bitches. No. Like, what you're saying is correct. Yes, sons of bitches. Because
you're talking about lots of them. They're sons of bitches.
Yeah, they don't suddenly all become the communal one being of several bitches. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, this isn't like Freddy Krueger, like the bastard son of 1,000 maniacs or something. It's like,
if only. Only way to improve this movie.
But Jeff was like, Jeff's Freddy Krueger's brothers. There was many bastard sons of 1,000 maniacs somehow.
No,
it's like, it has to be one. Like the bastard. There's one maniac. We don't know which one it was, but there was one. They didn't commingle the sperm,
So this baffles me more. Is this an Americanism? I thought it was just this actor or the person doing the dialogue just fucking everything up. It's like, can you not do anything right?
The fact that if it's in a Marty Scorsese movie, and it's much more pronounced in that it's a big major scene, and they have the main character saying like, "Oh, those son of a bitches."
Yeah, but this is a major scene now.
Well, that's true. That's true. And of course, who's to say YK Kim isn't as masterful at his craft than Martin Scorsese?
I agree.
But I don't know. They mull it over like those son of a bitches. No, it doesn't make
no way
grammatically.
It
doesn't make any kind of sense at all.
Those sons of bitches. There you go.
Yeah. Those SOBs.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, watching wrestling, as always, Steve Austin would always call someone an SOB. And I was a kid from England. It's not really that... that phrase isn't used that much here. Son of a bitch. I mean, we know what it means, but we don't. It's not a common... You just call someone a twat. But
I think now if I ever say the rest of my life, if I ever do say it, it will be in a Dexy's manner. Son of a bitch. He's taken over the title from the previous one I would have been Jack Palance in Batman '89 with say it with me, son of a bitch.
No, this one ups him. It really does. He's a better actor.
Imagine Jack Nicholson coming in and killing him. Oh, thank God you're alive, you son of a bitch! Your life will be worth. Remember, you are my number one, son of a bitch.
Let's do a project where we redub Batman, and we just do different voices.
All the characters of Miami Connect. No, I think we'd have to invite YK Kim himself down to do his. We can't hope to emulate YK Kim.
Would he be Batman?
It would have to be Batman. He's the main character. So
I feel like he would want to be the hero as well.
Yeah, totally.
No, Stone Cold Steve Austin taught me what SOB was. I'd never heard that before. Like, son of a bitch is rare enough here. Well, it was then. But SOB, no. He also had on his jacket BMF. And I, for ages, was like, what's that, Big Mac and fries? Turns out it was bad motherfucker.
Oh, kind of pieced it together there.
BMF. Is that a thing? I think they just wanted it to look naughty, but you can't put fucker on something. It's television.
We were part of a generation that did have to adapt to a lot of these abbreviations very quickly because we grew up in a time of when text speak was the thing.
Yeah.
And so there was so many things I was just like, by myself going like, LMAO. What the hell is that? And then after a while, I'm like, and then some of them, sometimes you can just go, you'll look at a thing and go like, oh, I guess it means that. And manage to piece it together. But there's ones like this week, I've seen people put up things and I'm like,
oh, God.
Like LLRC or LIRC. And then you're like,
right, I don't know that one.
Oh, no, IIRC. As if I recall
correctly.
Yeah.
No, I only know that because I grew up with the internet, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I had these from a formative age. And the question you would always be asked, I'm a fucking 10-year-old on a chat room, and the question is always ASL, age, sex, location.
Yeah.
So you'd say, well, I'm 18. It's like, no. Female, 18, California.
Oh. I assume it had something to do with ASL, like, American Sign Language?
No, it was literally every conversation, every time you went online would begin with ASL.
No?
And you would lie. Of course you would. Why would you give someone your real details?
But it's like, write in your sign instead of Sagittarius.
Hey, in Japan, that's a big thing. Well, they like that, but specifically, they go another step. And you'll see it a lot in video games. They might do it in Korea, I'm not sure. But in Japan, video games, you'll see characters that'll have like age, height, weight, blood type.
Well, you never know when you're going to need a quick transfusion. So
well, I thought that I was like, okay, it makes sense. I'm playing Street Fighter or something. No, because their culture believes that your blood type, it's basically the same as over here. Your star sign. Your blood type determines properties about you. So knowing someone's blood type, you can know if you're compatible and all that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it makes as much sense as the fucking stars.
Yeah. At least in a weird way, I'd almost believe the blood more, because it's like, well, you never know, chemically, there could be something we're just not seeing.
There's a bit more of a grounded reality to that than random stars or something.
Star signs are just like, no, that's all. That's just, people just made that up. But of course, though, we're only midway through Jeff's statement there. Not Jeff's statement, Dexy's statement.
Yeah.
I'm like, those sons of a bitches. But I don't hurry up. I'm liable to shoot this son of a bitch out of the sky.
What an escalation.
Yeah. But also, too, like, out of the sky, as if he's like, attached him to a friggin' weather balloon, and he's like hovering around. Like, no, he's standing on a piece of scaffolding. Like, he's not in the sky. He's just a couple of levels up. Maybe
the plan is to catapult him into the air like he's one of those clay pigeons.
Oh, that'd be great. That's why they have the air hockey guns. Like it's not actually, this is just like clay pigeon shooting. Yeah.
Blow his head off as he flies through the air.
I would love to see that.
I might not like gore, but that would be a good scene.
I would love to see that in a movie of just like, it's just like, he's not just shooting him, they're using him as the clay pigeon. Like, not even like a William Tell kind of like shooting something off his head. It's like, no, he's going to get flung up into the air, and everyone's going to try to shoot him, and then drag him back, put him back in the catapult, and keep doing it until he's like completely shattered into pieces. Like,
is that what William Tell did? I was trying to remember, because we performed in a bar in Belgium called Willem Tell, which is their pronunciation of it. And I was trying to remember the entire time, what did William Tell do?
The whole thing was the apple on top of people's heads. And like
it's the apple.
Yeah.
I remember that. I never put that together in my mind. I don't know why.
But yeah. I would 100% buy this as a thing that, like, Dexys came to Jeff with it'd be really good if we shot that son of a bitch straight up in the air. I shot his balls off as he goes past it.
He has a heart attack. He sounds like he's about to have a heart attack.
Sounding choking on my own sons of bitches here.
Also, I've just thought of something. This all seems to suggest, which I hadn't considered, maybe I'm dumb, that they've told Dragon Sound about the kidnapping, that they've arranged it. So why didn't we as viewers see a call, hear a call, see a note, something? Well,
again, I think the implication was from the past 2 minutes was that Jane went in, saw them, saw Tom and was like, oh, and storms out, goes and tells Dragon Sound that's where he is. But, one, they're not at where they kept Tom in that previous scene. And two, they're running late. They didn't give him a time.
Exactly, right? So there's been communication.
Yeah. Unless they've smeared the time on the wall next to Tom and we didn't see it.
In his own blood.
They wrote it in blood, and they're like, oh, and then the filmmakers didn't think that was information we needed to know. But like,
10 p.m. down by that weird quarry thing.
And then they're all like, these guys, they could have been here for literally days. There's like, you think they'll come today? That's why Jeff seems very angry in this scene. Maybe
he's been waiting so long. He's not got out that chair once.
Maybe it's because he's like, you gave them the time, right? And the where to go, and then the rest of the goons are like,
well, I thought he did it.
Or they're trying to blag it, and they're like, just don't say anything. And then they're all just sitting like, Jeff's been there since literally 3 p.m. It's now like 11:30 at night. And he's like, I know you idiots balls this up, didn't you? No, those sons of bitches are running late, right? That's all their fault.
Son of a bitches.
It's like, you came here, hat in hand, asking me for your help, and you can't even do the one thing I gave you to do right. No wonder these assholes kicked your ass twice.
And they're going to do it again.
No. Oh, I say that, though. Of course, it was the club owner. He kicked his ass the first time.
That's true. That's true.
He just took it out on Dragon Sound.
He's an honorary part of the gang.
That'd be great, though. At the end, they're like, oh, we Dragon Sound can't do without the -1 member. We need to, like, get someone in so the power of 5 will help us. Like, it's like a Captain Planet or something.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Or at the very end of the movie, they're getting beaten, and he turns up at the last minute to even the odds.
And they're just like, club owner, what are you doing here? Like, you think I missed this party?
That'd be amazing.
It's a group we've never shown us talking to you on screen yet at all. But
I fully imagine that, other than YK Kim, that nobody really met him.
No, well, I think he did introduce Dragon Sound during one of the club scenes.
But did you see him in the same shot?
No, not at all.
Exactly. Wasn't he? If I remember, I might be wrong. Didn't you see him kind of halfway up and above?
That's I think I had one too. Like the what's that movie? Oh, the Irish one with like Mikey Graham from Boyzone.
Well, you should know. You know every Irish movie, right?
That was the one with the Irish martial arts movie with Fatal Deviation. Fatal Deviation.
I was going to say the one that our friend told us about.
Yeah. Oh, amazing! We should just do an episode like as part of our when we're finished with the season. If we're doing bonus episodes, we'll definitely be covering Fatal Deviation.
Fuck yeah, we're gonna do them.
But like one of the big things, Dave, Fatal Deviation is a micro budget, like made for literally about 50 quid. Martial arts movie starring Jean-Claude Van Damme's Irish stunt double, who threw together this absolute crap plot line, filmed it down in like Wicklow or wherever, and it looks terrible, sounds terrible. It's clearly made in the mid-90s for no money, but somehow they got Mikey Graham from Boyzone, which at the time was like the biggest boy band in the world, to be in the movie. But every shot he's in, he is never with another person because they filmed him separately from every single other. He's never met a single person involved with Fatal Deviation except the people that they were sent with the camera down to see him, I'm guessing. And to this day, he has no sense of humor about it either. Like, you see him, they'll bring it up occasionally on like chat shows. If they've done their homework, they'll find Fatal Deviation, and he has no like, it's a good laugh. He's just like, nah, it was rubbish film, man. Yeah.
He acknowledges that's okay then. Own what you've done.
Yeah, but I just wish he had more of a sense. He just seems to be very agitated by the fact that it's been brought up, But although to be fair, Boyzone did so many embarrassing things that people always bring up.
The music for one.
The music, but also they had like. Their first TV appearance was on The Late Late Show, where they were just a dance band.
Oh.
And they were just they were dressed in hideous early 90s costumes. And they were just dancing around like complete idiots. Like there's no coordination between them. And like,
that's my job.
And one of them like really like graphically grabs his crotch and starts like thrusting towards the camera. And they used to get brought up every time they go on a talk show about anything for like 30 years.
Well, I remember when you grabbed your dick.
Yeah, and only recently, like Keith Duffy, one of the guys in the band, was like, "But people stop bringing it up. Okay, it's embarrassing. Of course it's embarrassing, but we've had the joke long enough now. Leave it alone. Which is, to be fair, like, it has been up so much that it's like, oh, fair play to him. He's to stand up to himself and going, enough is enough, kind of thing.
It will get old. It will.
Yeah. But it's but yeah. I kind of the fact that the compare guy wasn't in the same scenes with Dragon's Head. That's how we got to that point.
Well, back to Dexy as well. Am I looking at this funny? Right, I have a question about him. When did he get hillbilly teeth?
Oh, I don't know if I noted his hillbilly teeth.
He seems to be a toothless motherfucker all of a sudden. He's got like a missing front tooth.
I probably gave them all to Jeff, that's why.
Go to second, let me find it, 10-ish, and then look at him as he's speaking. Look at his mouth.
Oh, yeah. It could be, maybe, like, yeah, Jeff was like, part of the initiation is you have to donate all your teeth to me. And he literally kicked them out or something.
Well, he didn't have a missing tooth before, did he?
No. Although, because he is kind of like trying to look more rough and tumble, so maybe it's like...
He's painted.
Or maybe he got someone to kick it out. He's like, oh, no, such a bit. Maybe he's desperate for money. He's like, people buy teeth, right? It's like, maybe put it under his pillow, hoping for a payday or something.
The great fucking red dragon, mate. Bloody hell. Don't be selling your teeth, listeners.
It could be, because he's bestowed all his money to Jeff, so it's like, I need something. I didn't say I'm going to give him my tooth fairy money, so they find out that tooth fairy ain't real. Maybe in Miami Action World, maybe the Tooth Fairy is real. Who's to say? That's how he got this cool shirt.
Oh, exactly.
And that's why Jeff's sitting there like, he's a new shirt. How does he get money that he's not giving to me? That's why he's still... He's sitting there with the vibe of, like, I'm going to kill this guy if this doesn't end soon. Like, if he says son of a bitch one more time, he's going to go into, stop trying to make son of a bitch happen, okay? It's not going to happen.
Well, that's the thing. You know what? We make fun of Jeff and stuff. But Jeff, he's a lot more... Like, he's not having to try hard.
No.
He's just sitting there. He's waiting for them to turn up. He's going to fight them. This guy's trying hard to be like a badass. And it's like, no, Jeff has no time for that. It's like, fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah. Truly, there's a lot of peacocking going on here, yeah. Again, probably that's why he's added this little cool bandana to his ensemble. He's got this too tight metal t-shirt on and stuff. It's just like, yeah. It's,
Well, speaking of cool, we see two cool cats next. I was very excited to see that the rest of the band are also here, attacking from another direction. Very smart. They've learned tactics now. You know, maybe Mark was reading Mao's texts, actually, for tips on guerrilla warfare. You know, flank the enemy.
Yeah, totally. Could have been. Yeah.
There are things in there about war. Yeah.
It's, I guess, because, but I'm assuming a common Taekwondo practice is not like, if you should happen to be in a gang war, your tactics should be this, for example.
It's not really part of the training.
And then also, I was wondering, like, so these weapons they show up with. For a second there, I thought the one that the Jim was holding, I thought it was a paint roller for a second. But even worse, it seems to be a bit of like a toilet.
It's like the U-bend from the bog. Yeah.
So I was like, did they bring this from home, or is it that they find ones lying around, or what? Like, what happened?
They broke it off their toilet.
So I mean business, and just yanks it out of it.
Imagine that they get Tom home, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Oh, I needed a shit so bad. Like, oh, I've got bad news for you."
It's like, no, Tom, no.
Oh God, the poor guy. He just needs to crap.
Maybe that's why he's like, it looks as if he's writhing in pain, but he's just more like, no, I just need to get out that goddamn, I am going to crap myself, guys. If you don't.
You know what? I don't care if it's TMI, right? Isn't that the worst feeling in the world when you've got to shit and you're like, there's 10 minutes till I'm getting into a toilet?
Oh, yeah. It's even just pissing as well. Like, I remember, I had to stay on a bus one time.
Ugh.
Busting. Absolutely busting to piss for an hour. And like it was like 6 years ago, and I still remember it as if it was yesterday because it was so horrible. Like
it becomes painful.
Yeah. And I remember I was sitting next to someone, and at one point I just had to say to them, like, I can't talk to you anymore. All I can think about is this.
Like, it destroys your whole concentration on anything and everything else, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then the bus, because it was part of like a part of a wedding. Like, everyone was getting transported back after the wedding. And it left me, like, at the street, that my house was on.
Oh, but not at your house.
Not at the house. And even though it was a mere 3-minute, jaunt, I had to just piss in the street because I was like, I can't hold it till I get to the house. Like, that's just not going to happen.
I've been there. Don't worry.
I was honestly surprised I managed to make it. Like, I was really thinking, like, I might have to just actively piss myself at this point.
I've had similar with the other end, shall we say? Because sometimes it gets so painful and you start sweating, and you're oh god.
Although it was making me think though the whole thing of like the them tearing off the U-bend to the toilet was like that episode of Broad City where Abby's toilet's broken.
Oh,
and then she says to Alana like, oh yeah, so just make sure to use the shit bucket. And then like. The thing is, though, at the end of the episode, Alana's like, yeah, well, that bucket worked out great. And she's like, you didn't shit in the bucket, did you? Like, what do you mean? She's like, it's just for, like, toilet paper and stuff. Like, it's like,
go about that.
Yeah. And Alana's like, no, that's what I use it for. That's what. And then you can see the sheer panic in her face. To be fair, when someone calls something a shit bucket and says their toilet's broken, your immediate assumption is like, yeah, you want me to shit in a bucket. Like
1,000%. Yes.
Yeah, so like, I quite frankly, I blame in that scenario, I blamed Abby for her choice of words. You would say the toilet paper bucket or something. So
right, I'm 100% with her.
Yeah, and also that scenario makes me think of one of the most iconic, underused, undersung quotes from Peep Show. Is when they go to visit their friend Mary, who's like, is the episode where they have to section her because she's just like lost her marbles basically, and they suddenly notice as they're talking to her like there's something quite off with her the whole time. And at one point she just comes in and goes like, guys, the toilet's broken. If you need to shit in the bin, and just walks out of the room again. And it's just one of the classic things. Anytime I ever have anything wrong with a toilet, I'm just like, if you got to shit in the bin.
I'm using that from now on. I forgot all about that line as well. Fuck.
Although that might be what dragons are going to have to be doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we all have to make sacrifices for this, Tom. Are you happy to be free? Are you happy to have somebody to shit? What do you want?
You got to make a decision, man.
Let's go shit in your bed, man. That's what I'm going to do.
Who shit the bed? At the orphanage.
Turn into a whole, like, the breakup of Dragon Sound turns into, it went from the Hall & Oates breakup to, like, the Depp Heard trial of, like, who's shat and who's bed over there.
Oh, but when we see these two goons, let's call them. I mean, they're goons. They're chilling. They're chilling on a platform, like above a little tunnel.
It's like one like that guy on the left. I am loving. Like
he's the one. I've just realised I wrote the note about. I've put he's got that Weird Al drip.
He does have a Weird Al thing. It's like a cropped in Weird Al. This is Weird Al's cameo for the movie. I was like, dude, wear that in your sleeve. Weird Al should be out there going like, yeah, I was in Miami Connection, of course, yeah.
1,000%. Oh my god, he's rocking the Weird Al. He also looks a bit like, this will only mean anything probably only to English people. He looks a bit like Yosser from Boys from the Black Stuff. The stereotypical Scouser.
As they pull him down, like, give us a job.
Give us a job.
It goes over to Yoshito, like, anyone can break brick. Which is
maybe that's how he got in the gang. He said, "Gives a job."
That could be it. Yeah. He's the
this is part of Yoss's journey.
He had to it took like 4 years, but he made it from Liverpool to Orlando on like a fucking steam trawler or something.
And he got a job.
Yeah, so it's like finally employment in Orlando. It's booming around here. They'll just take you in biker gangs. Apparently, some asshole who lost his job is just giving all his money away to the gang.
Oh my god!
They got money to pay everybody now because this guy's personally financing this. Turns out.
I never thought I would cross Weird Al with Yosser.
But I'm just really worried with this because this guy's like bopping along to something. Like he's really into what as an extra. He was like prepared to like pretend you're talking about something. Like, yeah, I'm 100% going to be into it. I'm talking about something. And then the other guy, not so much. Like
barely a fucking facial expression.
Although he might be doing a very convincing, like, I can't believe I'm stuck with this guy. Like,
oh yeah.
Everyone else gets to party with, all the good ones. And then, like, I get stuck with this asshole. Although, Jeff might also be thinking the same thing. Like, if you didn't look so much like me, where I could use you as, like, a shield. Like, I would have snapped your neck the second you walked into the goddamn gym, man.
No, it's awful when you get stuck with that. I got stuck with someone the other day. After we played, this random guy just came up and said how good it was. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. ended up in him showing me videos on his phone of him skydiving and things, and I'm just like,
no, do not want. No.
Yeah, try and get away from it though.
No. Thankfully, on that wedding bus, there was no such. Like I was forced to talk to someone I don't normally talk to, but thankfully she was all right. But
good.
And she was very accepting of the like I can't talk to you anymore because like not anything personal. I am dying for a piss. Like I
think if you're just honest about that, fine.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't make that up. Then again, that's always my thing. I think people should say if they want to get out of work. If you're like hungover and you want to get out of work, I mean, obviously I'm too old to be doing this these days, but say you're young, you're cool, you party. Just ring up your boss and be like, sorry, I can't come to work, I've shit myself. Because you wouldn't lie about that.
I guess too, because then you could be like the boss, like, you're fired, you're ears. But then it's also like it could be a medical thing. I don't know. If
exactly, that's what I mean. Like, I'm really ill. I've shat my pants.
It's like this is a chronic thing. Maybe I don't want it to be discriminatory. So okay,
and it's so embarrassing. It's like, well, obviously it's not a lie.
Yeah, that's like, why would someone admit to that?
There you go, perfect.
Yeah.
But this other guy you're talking about though, with the no expression.
It's like they really are building a band with this guy. Now they got Weird Al, they got Dexy, they got friggin' Kid Rock, and who's the what we were calling the other guy? Oh, Pink Floyd. Yeah,
we've got Pink. Yeah, we've got Floyd there. We've got the whole gang.
Yeah.
But when basically from out of this tunnel, Mark appears and grabs that guy by the legs and yanks him down. Oh, we're going to take you out. Now, there's two things I find absolutely fucking hilarious about this. Number one, Weird Al, no fucking reaction. It's like nothing. You can hear it happening. It's loud. And he just carries on like nothing happened.
No.
And also, it happens to both of them when they eventually get him as well. When they grab the guys and they've got them in like a chokehold. No struggling.
Yeah. They were just ready to go. Like instructions, bop to whatever this guy is saying.
Yeah.
And then hop down and then go limp. Like that's all you guys have to do. And then you'll be in the movie. You'll be on camera for a second.
That's the thing, because they've not been choked out, because it makes that apparent by the fact they have to like chop them unconscious.
Yeah.
So they've not been choked out. Why are they not struggling to break free? Yet again, it feels like a demonstration of moves in a class. Because they're clearly his students again.
As Marcus, like YK Kim blagged this as being like, this is a class. You all have to pay. You all have to pay for this session. Of course, you realize. And then like, you guys sit up there, and I'm going to show you how, if I were breaking into a quarry to rescue somebody, I would do it. And then like, that's $50. Now make sure pay at the gate, and see you next week. Come out to the woods behind my house, and we'll do another demonstration out there.
That doesn't sound suspicious. Come out to the woods and I'll demonstrate something for you. Okay, great, yeah.
For a second though, as well, I thought like Mark had already gone hardcore, because like when he takes down the first guy, it looks like there's a little. It's just his arm. But for a second, I thought he was like slitting the guy's throat. We see him go.
He's got like a metal pipe, hasn't he, to like strangle him with? I think.
Yeah, I thought, but for a split second, I was like, I know he goes freaking crazy with a sword later. I was like, is he already? He was like, the abduction of Tom has got to him so much. He's like, I'm fucking going. I'm gonna. The blood will rain from the sky.
I wouldn't blame him, because they are really, like, this has gone beyond. They are really fucking with Tom here. But nah, it's just to get a good grip around the throat, isn't it?
This also at the time is like, okay, other instances where like, we can't get the cops involved because, it's arguments between gentlemen here, kind of thing. At this point though, we're like, I'm surprised Jane didn't go to the cops. Like, sure. She comes back to Jack's like, oh yeah, those guys have got Tom. I guess you better go get them. Like, you think she'd be like, no, you. And like, or maybe she's like, I don't want my brother getting into trouble. But seriously, she's supposed to be like a responsible citizen. She should be like, all right, you gotta go phone the police. Unless Miami Connection is just, it's A-Cab, the movie. It's like, no, you don't get the police involved. If you have, and that's part of YK's own teachings is like, no, you do that yourself. God damn it. We don't need the police. We don't need these friggin' Nazis coming in here trying to ground us all down. We can take care of these things ourselves.
I love that idea. But at the same time, I'm with your original thing of like, Jane seems like the kind of person who would call them. I don't know. Which is evidence maybe in my favor that she didn't see him. Whereas you had all the evidence last week.
But yeah, it just doesn't help either the fact that like Jack and Sound somehow found out about this. Yeah. But the way that the Dexys is talking about it, it didn't seem to be from Jane walking in. Like, apparently they sent out a flare or something to be like, we got a skywriter to write up above the friggin' club or something, or
maybe
above
it's a dragon signal.
And Mark's showing up, the Orlandian Commissioner Gordon, like, yeah, there's been a young man kidnapped there.
That's actually a character. That's a character this movie could use. Is like a cop character who's trying to sort this problem out.
Yeah, totally. Get in like a Highlander. You know, people always forget in Highlander, like John Polito's there as a cop. It's been like, what the hell is going on with all these beheadings?
I think that'd be quite cool. He's already trying to solve the biker ninja crisis, and now all of a sudden there's this fucking rock band running around too. It's like,
That's because people who listen to Batman will know that we talked frequently last season about the show Freakazoid, because many people associated with the Batman animated series went on to work on Freakazoid. And I've been watching through it myself, and it's just an absolute joy. But like one of my favorite things in it is that they send up Commissioner Gordon every episode because like Freakazoid is like a superhero. He's like the Mask basically, and every day he keeps coming to this cop voiced by Ed Asner, but he'll show up and he'll be like, "Oh, what do you need me for?" He's just like, "Freakazoid, you want to go down to the honey harvest and go eat some honey with me?" And he's like, do I? And then the two of them just go off, and it cuts to them just like gorging themselves on honey, and it's having like a really lovely day. And then after he's like, oh, by the way, there was a bank robbery there like about 5 hours ago. You might want to go check that out. And then the next episode will be like, Freakazoid, do you want to go down to get some mint with me? And they go down and just like eat a load of like mint, like, you know, like a breath freshener kind of
like
mint.
mints. Like, yeah, I thought you said mints. Like,
well, every time it's like, when I was watching it, I was like, are they talking about mints? Like mince meat? But no, they're talking about like, and you see them there with like their stomachs distended because they've been eating so many mints that they're just like, oh man, that was good.
That's insane.
But also, there was like a murder down the block. You might want to go check that. Like, oh wow, yeah, I'll do that.
That's a good way to get someone to do what you want. You give them a little treat. And then you drop the problem in their lap.
But I'm just loving it as a recurring thing of just like, yeah, he's a really gruff asshole cop. But every time he calls him, it's for like a really nice thing that he just wants to do with him. Aww. And they're just like really good friends. And then it's just like, oh, by the way, there's this thing also happened.
Well, there you go. You could have that in this movie as well. That could be Mark's relationship with the cop.
You could have a whole thing where maybe like the cop doesn't like Mark's renegade. Like, oh, you're just out there training people to be like weapons and stuff. Like, we're going to have kung fu gangs going all around the place, killing each other. Like, look, already, we already got a ninja biker gang going around because of people like you. And maybe
this is Cobra Kai, isn't it?
Oh, there you go. But they could have been doing it 30 years ago then. Like, and they could have had like a, you know, you could bring in a little race relation thing there. But it's like a white cop saying this to Mark, and like, you know, be kind of a, what do you mean by you people? All this kind of thing. Oh. And then at the end, you'd have a bit where like, Mark's starting up a new class, and who comes in but the cop, and you know, like that'd be a nice little thing like that, you know. But no, not to be.
This is why we need to be making comics or something. Come on.
Yeah, but again, it's part of this is a new character created for the novelization at this point. You know, Officer, not McCluskey, but like, you know,
we'll come up with something very cheesy.
Yeah, well, obviously have to name him after a band because we've got so many other characters named after bands. We might as well keep the trend going. Like, you know, Officer Sting. Because he's in the police, you get it? You know?
Oh! Well, what's his real name again?
Oh, so Gordon Sumner. So Officer Sumner or something like that.
Officer Sumner, there you go. That's extra level.
You could call him Officer Gordon, I guess, because that's kind of also like a little, but that's too Batman-y, I guess.
No, that's too much. Too much. Yeah.
Of course, as people who listened to last season too, like we had in the Mask of the Phantasm novelization, they made up a character who's not in the movie, like Bert and Ernie.
I forgot how good that name was.
So that was a recurring character that popped up in that novelization. So why can't we just invent a new character who's like, yeah, their cop friend who they hang out with on occasion, but he runs afoul of Dragonstone and ends up not liking them for a bit.
Yeah.
And it was a whole big thing, and then it's like, near the end, yeah, he's part of like the Yoshido fight for some reason. We can work on it. We can workshop it. But yes, coming next summer, Officer Sumner in the Miami Connection novelization.
Fuck yeah! I mean, the more we joke about it, the more I want to do it for real.
I genuinely wish this past 63 episodes I had jotted down everything we said we were going to put in that novelization, because I could just go through and listen to them all again, but it'll be a lot of work.
Yeah, but if we actually are going to do a novelization, that's not that much work if you think about it. Prep.
Yeah, because I am now thinking like, well, like when we're done with this, might have a bit of free time. Why not throw together a novelization? Like, well, if it's terrible,
if it's shit, who cares?
If it's shit, people will be like, "That's in the spirit of the movie." Well, it's
fucking exactly.
Although I would want it to be like War and Peace level acclaimed, where people are like, "Yeah, it's an amazing novelization." It's like
and it lifts the movie up.
Yeah. We want it to be, like Peter David's Batman Forever novelization, which was like, this is better than the film and stuff. So.
But after they knock these guys out, and nobody notices them because they're expecting a full-on, front-on assault for some reason, which would be stupid.
I also wanted to note there too, like particularly Weird Al, the way that these guys are like cautiously holding their cans, and even when he's got there and he does like the little karate chop, he's very, very clearly holding it in a position where it won't spill.
He's making sure to keep hold of that.
Yeah. Although then when he does drop it, it's clearly empty. So it's just like, you could have just dropped that can at any given moment, man. But
I think it's maybe the last can they've got for the shot.
Everyone's been passing around the same Coors can.
Don't damage it.
And also, should also be like a thing to drink to in any 80s movie. Is the crap karate chop that knocks someone out somehow.
Yeah.
It's like a staple of not just movies, but TV all over, dating back to Star Trek and things.
Well, and it's the Bond classic as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I was watching, because BBC recently put on like 10 billion episodes of Doctor Who, dating all the way back. The weird thing of like, every episode's available from every Doctor. Right back to 1963. It's like, wow, from the first episode, except the first episode. You can't, we're not putting that up.
Aren't there still a few that are missing?
There's several, because back in the day, obviously, the BBC were just like, just tape over them and use the tapes to record something else. Like, what? Who cares? Like, it's not realizing that, like, 60 years later, people will be chomping at the bit. They'll be making animated versions and putting in the audio from, what was left over and stuff like that in order to make the episodes.
They genuinely didn't know that someone would want to watch it again.
yeah, totally.
There was no precedent for it. It's like, well, you've seen it now.
Not even a thing to like, someday we might want to repeat it. It's like, no, just keep making new episodes. If you missed it that week, tough. you missed it. It was on.
It is a shame because I think it's one of those where there's no hope. I don't think there is another copy.
Oh, no. There would have been like literally like, I don't think they would have duplicated anything back then for the BBC particularly. They were like, no, you fling that on the TV and then you tear the reel out and tape over it. It's,
in a way, isn't that cool? Isn't that punk? The impermanence of it.
Okay, yeah, in many ways, maybe Doctor Who was the original punk in many.
Yeah.
Although the thing is, going back to some of the earlier ones too, were like, because I'm a Doctor Who fan, kinda, in that like when it's good, it's like amazing. And then when it's crap, it's like and it's frequently crap. Like it's and when it's crap, it's like the worst thing ever. Like it's so unbearably bad.
Yeah.
But those some of the early ones though, I love all the kind of old stuff because it has that charm of being like, it's a crappy 60s sci-fi show that has no money and they're just sort of throwing, and they've got some good ideas and stuff. And I love the fact that they can start off very creepy and stuff. They really, now it's all bombastic and all this kind of
I don't want any of that, and I don't want CGI. I want shit models.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but now they're all like, no, it's a big rollicking adventure. We've invested into the theme tune. It's like, the theme tune was great because it was inappropriate it was almost inappropriate for kids. It was such a creepy song. Yeah. Like the begin your adventure show with was really atmospheric, creepy. Yeah, but now it's all like, da, 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 and then working a little bit at it, and you're like, no, I'm not so sure about this. But no, I was watching one recently with Sylvester McCoy, and my doctor growing up, because he was the one that he was the last one in the 80s. And then when they repeat it in the 90s, I was like, well, those were the new ones, I guess. Put them on. So that was the ones I saw. And then, I just noted that there was a bit where, like, the Brigadier has to, like, distract him. And he just does, like, a little karate chop, like, on his collarbone.
Yeah.
And it's just properly, like, Sylvester McCoy, like, and just falls down on the ground. It's like, what the hell was that? Like this, like at least try to put something in there, like freaking have him strangle you with your umbrella or something like that. But
no, the classic karate chop.
Yeah, but I think
he calls it in Austin Powers, and he calls it judo chop. He's like judo chop.
At least in Star Trek, I think like Leonard Nimoy started getting like that, the Vulcan neck grab down to like, okay, I kind of believe it now, But
at least they made that make sense within the world.
Yeah. Although I do kind of want now John to like grab Weird Al by the head and go like, remember. That'd be the setup for Miami Connection 2. Is like, if John were to die, his spirit would go into Weird Al.
Yes, let's write that in as well. Too many good ideas.
We changed the ending of the movie so John would die. Instead of Jim, it was John died, and then his spirit went into the body of Weird Al Yankovic, who was for some reason was hanging around the quarry that night.
Oh, that would be even better. I don't remember that in the Weird Al movie.
No, I mean, there was a lot of stuff in the Weird Al movie I don't remember happening in Weird Al's life, quite frankly.
No, it's all true. It's all true.
Well.
Completely and utterly, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we then see one villain smoking, and another one says, hey, man, give me some of that shit, in the most phony tough guy voice I've ever heard.
It sounds like he's disgusted by the thing he's smoking.
Yeah, like,
it's like, give me that shit,
Yeah, maybe he's not trying to have a puff. He's trying to dispose of it.
It's like, I thought I told you. I thought you told me you were getting clean, man. Give me that shit.
Give me that shit.
Right now, this very second, we're going to turn our lives around. Quit this gang and get out of here. And then Dragonstein come in and like snap their necks.
Well, you know what? This is one of those moments because we do know this movie in and out, despite what we said earlier, but we don't know minutia.
Yeah.
So I forget the immediate thing that happens to them. Maybe their necks are broken. Because our boys arrive on the scene and they are going to deal with these suckers.
Oh, yeah. It's I'm pretty sure they do, because I think deaths only occur on Dragonsound's part after they think Jim is dead.
Yes, I think that's a conscious choice in the writing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's because otherwise it would be like, well, Dragonsounder's killing people. Like, Tom was kidnapped, let's go kill a bunch of guys to get him back. Makes them kind of seem like the bad guys, whereas like they think Jim is dead. Okay, Mark's lost it now he's killing people. Which
you can kind of agree with. You'd be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and also like he's got not just Dexy's dopes and Jeff's gang attacking him. He's got like Yoshito's forces who are like lethal. So he has to start killing people. So, yeah. But no, I'm pretty sure these guys will make it. But you never know. They could be the henchmen who are like, no, God, we got to get out of this. This is a bad scene, man. We got to go. I think I can make it in school and stuff. And all of a sudden, it's like,
right. One day away from retirement.
Yeah, Jeff got me a gold watch just yesterday for his services to gooning for the last 25 years.
Oh my God. Please don't ever get me a watch that says that, because it has another meaning.
No, it just means I'm definitely going to get you a watch that says that.
Actually, yeah, fuck it. Bring it on.
This is what the rest of your life, too, just people asking, what does that say? It's like,
services to gooning, yes.
I was like, what does that mean? Do you really want to know?
I'd have to kill you if I told you.
Part of being a goon is that you don't talk about it.
Number one rule.
Yeah. It's like we preempted Fight Club. But I can't even tell you that. That's a secret too. But no, the little tinge of disgust. Like, give me that shit.
Fucking piece of shit.
He's hanging around with Jeff or Dexy's too much. This guy.
Give me that, you son of a bitch.
Dexy's works so well as a decoy. As a decoy, Jeff, I've frequently this episode got them mixed up of like saying, "Oh, Jeff," no, I mean Dexy. Damn it!
There you go. You're falling for the trick.
Maybe it was like it was Jeff Jr.'s part was just like, okay, I don't particularly want to be killed as your decoy, so if we could work in another one, and then I'll butter him up. And that's why the two of them, that's because Jeff Jr. in that setup seemed quite happy sitting next to Dexy's. Yeah. Whereas Jeff looked like livid. So it could be, he's like, I'm just doing this for you, man. Like, you better, we're going to kill this guy now. I mean, like, he's not surviving this fight. Like, a Dragon's Down come, whether they kill him or not, I'm going to kill him and say it was them. He already signed over his entirety of his will to us. So
that's all they need.
Yeah, he got his car, his teeth, we got his friggin' suit, his Miami Vice suit he was wearing.
All they were really after were the teeth, and now that's done. Boom.
Yeah. So that gets Jeff starting his own band, but he's making his own piano from people's teeth, I guess.
That would look fucking cool.
That would be, like, I'm surprised no one's done that in, like, a horror movie. I'm like, yeah, it's like a borderline Hannibal kind of thing. Like, Hannibal, the TV show. Like, they had a guy kill people, turn them into musical instruments, like, he kind of treated the guy's vocal cords so he could play, like, the cello and stuff.
That was insane.
I'm surprised no one's done like a really grimy dirt cheap serial killer movie. But it's like, yeah, he's turning people into, like, he's building his own piano, and so it's made entirely of human bones, and, like, yeah, instead of ivory, all the keys are made of teeth.
This is incredible. Please, this is something else we're writing. Come on, we're now screenwriters.
But then, what would the ebony part of you got your ivory part? What would the ebony part of the keys be?
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, we don't have to come up with the entire plot of this thing right now.
No, we've got to work on it. Workshop,
But yeah, that is So Jim going in there. With the twisted cistern over here, with his ready to butt some heads, crack some skulls, and we're on the verge of some hardcore action, I believe.
It's going to be exciting. It really is.
Not only in terms of what's going to happen next for Dragon Sound, but when we come back in 1 week's time, what state will Hall & Oates be in? We don't know. Maybe one will have killed the other. We can't say.
I think there'll have been a brawl. Yeah, there's going to be someone's going to be judo chopped.
That'd be great. This is like Hall. It's a perfect, like, biopic title would be Hall versus Oates.
Oh yeah,
you got to do that because someone's got to throw this together. To get Daniel Radcliffe back in, he can just take he's basically got the Oates outfit there with just take off the Weird Al glasses. Yeah, I can do it.
He's still got it in the wardrobe.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine Nick, when he got off that, he's like, oh, you gotta let him keep a wig and a mustache and
there's no way that I would surrender the Weird Al getup.
Yeah, totally. You're gonna, no. I was like, I'm assuming he has all the Harry Potter crap back in his house too.
I don't know. He seems the sort who might have got rid of a lot of it.
I don't know. I think he probably won't talk about public as much, but I'd say he's like, he probably does have the only reason I am where I am is because of this. So he might have his old scarf there or like a wand or something that he keeps in the house. And then people come around and say, like, yeah, that's the one Harry Potter thing I got. But the Weird Al thing's like, oh no, I got a whole Weird Al room over here. Like, there's an accordion. There's a plethora of Hawaiian shirts and stuff. So.
Now, the only thing in the commentary track, there's not really much. There's not much at all, but I feel like I have to address it so people don't think I forgot. I mean, they just get asked if it's more difficult to do fight scenes at night, to coordinate them and that. Because this is not day for night, it is actual night. And Kim is just like, of course it is. Which I was like, yeah, okay, what a stupid fucking question.
I guess, too, because they're not, usually in a big film set, they'll... like a proper film set, they'll put up like big, like proper professional lighting.
Yeah.
And then we'll know how to make it not seem as if there's big freaking lights everywhere because they're shooting at night. But I guess this scenario would have been like whatever lights are lighting this quarry.
Yeah, they've got some lights, but it's not the sort you'd normally get on a film set.
Yeah. So imagine they were literally like, oh, it's, they had the good sense to know, like, well, day for night looks crap. Always.
It looks bad at the best of times.
Yeah, so you can't do a whole sequence like that. So we'll have to do it at night. But then, I guess too, it'll be just probably freezing. So, Angelo's up there freezing his ass off, waiting to take this dump he's going to take for like 5 hours.
Well, we should probably break the connection and let our listeners have a dump.
Yeah. Unless you're listening on the toilet, listeners.
Oh, I mean, I do that a lot with podcasts.
Oh, totally. Like, I'll be think if I ever met them, some of my favorite podcasters, like, I've listened to your voice in scenarios you don't want to know.
I mean, my favorite place to listen to shows is in the shower.
Yes, of course, yeah.
So, I mean, I have listened to your shows, podcasters out there, while having a good scrub.
I hope people are doing that with our show too. Like they would feel comfortable with us enough at this point to bring them into bring us into their shower. This thing.
Absolutely. But you know what? Let's release them from our grip, our kung fu grip.
Every Saturday, people have an hour and 20-minute shower. Whether you just go, I'm listening to the next. It's like you just have a bath. No, it has to be a shower.
We're responsible for like a big drought in California. People showering for hours listening to us because we're so fucking perfect, so incredible, the greatest hosts of all time. But yes, should we hop in the van and go to the next gig?
Of course.
Let's do it. Come and speak to us everywhere. Facebook, Miami Minutes Taekwondo Orphanage. Twitter, @Miami Minutes. Instagram, Miami Minutes. And why don't you email us on miamiminutespodcast@gmail.com. We did receive an email recently, very nice email. I'm not gonna read it out or anything or name names because you might want it to be private. But thank you for that lovely email.
It was very nice. It was a very nice email.
We appreciated it very much, very much. And do join us again in 1 week for more exciting sons of bitches.
Son of a bitches. I think you'll find you.
Listen to me.